Hi, I'm Ana Caban. I'm the brand ambassador for Balanced Body, and this is Navigating Our New Normal, our series of getting into the homes and studios of some of our favorite Pilates people in the world. Today, our guest is a friend of mine just from the other side of town. Sadly, we can't hang out together. It's the first time I've seen inside her house, though. This is kind of fun. Welcome, Risa Sheppard.
Hey, Anna, how are you?
I'm great. Tell us a little bit about you. I know you, but introduce yourself for the world.
Well, as you said, my name is Risa Sheppard. I have been teaching, believe it or not, for 45 years. And even though I just turned 5, so I started when I was very, young. And I started here in Beverly Hills, California, under Ron Fletcher, who was one of the elders of Joe Pilates. He brought it over from New York. And that was in the 70s. And I fell in love with the work. I felt like a dancer without being really a dancer. I just loved it. And I was just a young lad of 22, less. And I made it my profession. I mean, he took me under his wing. I fell in love with the work. I love teaching. And so it's been my career now for 45 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Risa, how are you managing through this time on a personal note? How's Risa personally navigating?
I'm just trying to stay really as positive, obviously, as I can, as safe, but particularly as positive, and to not get into the fear. Because I know that fear, you are as healthy as your immune system. And luckily Pilates is one of those things. That's why I wish, in a way, it was an essential but opening, because Pilates really helps, as any exercise, increasing your immune system. And that's what we always have to do. I tell people this all the time. You have to increase your immune system with lack of worry, lack of fear, and also proper nutrition, of course, rest and exercise. So I'm just doing Zoom from as many people as I can, and I'm staying positive, and I'm trying to change the mental landscape, at least in my mind, of this constant negativity and fear and everything we're told every day it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I was given a wonderful affirmation by a good friend of mine. It's like, every time you hear it's going to get worse, people are dying, it's horrible, just turn it around in your mind and say, the healing is now. If we all can affirm that the healing is now, then the collective consciousness of the entire universe should or could go into that direction, and thoughts are things, and we could help, along with everything else, of course, change the fear. Because the fear, I've never seen people so afraid. And that fear itself is going to lower your immune system and make you more susceptible. So I just doing my spiritual part, whatever your spirituality is, in keeping the knowledge that love is all there is, that the healing is now, and that this too shall pass.
Exactly. Staying on the positive, or looking to whatever's positive in your life. You mentioned before we hit record, having gratitude, writing down what you're
grateful for. I've always done this, but writing down every morning, even till I am healthy. The more you affirm I am healthy, I am calm, I'm peaceful. I write down what I'm thankful for, anything from seeing you, my old friend. I have our poster on the wall of my studio,
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
The Pilates
Pilates style cover
magazine. Yeah, sure. Thing that we did. Yeah. Anyway, and of course, the best thing is my dog. She has she died and gone to doggy heaven, because she has me 24/7 now. So I love seeing her just be so happy and confident, and she's a wonderful companion for me, since I do live alone. I am writing a book that I'm doing, so I have that to work on. I do have in different articles I write, but I took a couple of days and I did nothing. I did a day or two of I was a bit of a couch potato. I did some reading. I watched TV. I try to watch as little news as I can, but it's addicting, and then I turn it off. But I really took a couple of days to just be by myself and with myself. And, they say, if you're not comfortable with yourself, who else is going to be comfortable with you? So this is lots of time when we can all learn to be a little comfortable with just who we are. and just being alone and being silence. You know, there's great wonder in silence. There's great, everybody feels they have to be busy and listen to things and have TV on all the time. But just to sit for a while, and I'm talking about whether you meditate or whatever your particular thing is, to just be able to sit and be in that moment and just know that you are okay exactly who you are and exactly how you are. We're all in it together, and that is kind of interesting. That is what I like.
It is remarkable. Mm-hmm.
That is remarkable, and it's something that's the whole world. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're what race you are, what religion you are. And I think if people can also take note of that, we're all still human beings, and we have hearts that beat, and we have fears we fear, and and we have people we love. Everybody.
There's no exception. So Risa,
yes,
what is something that our viewers may not know about you or just never suspect about Risa Sheppard? That you're willing to share with the world.
I know, I'm just trying to think. I don't, well, I know a lot of people, I come off very strong many times, and I come off very confident, especially in my teaching, and I am confident in my teaching. But I'm very unconfident in many other ways, in some other ways I'm a people pleaser, or like I try to tell some people, I'm a recovering people pleaser. I want to go to PA, people pleasing anonymous. And and I get not intimidated, but I get insecure with who I am and what I'm doing, and thinking other people sometimes know better than me or are better than me. And I think we all have that to a degree. But when I tell people that, when I say, they go, really? I would have thought you were the most confident person in the world. And I'm like, well, no, no, I'm not. I mean, and even after 45 years of teaching, there's still a moment when do I know what I'm doing? And I remember Ron Fletcher said this to me one time. I'll never forget it. I was taking one of his workshops in his later years, and he turned to me and he said, I'm still always afraid people are going to think I don't know what I'm doing.
Really?
Or I'm going to be afraid I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me. And he didn't mean that as a put down, but there's just a moment like they're going to find out about me or something, So I think we all have that part of us, no matter how successful we get or whatever, that's like, but what if they really find out about me? If they really know about me? So I work, but part of my thankfulness and part of my spirituality is trying to gain that confidence, or not really gain, well, yes, gain it, because it can always be gained, and just believe in myself, which I do in many ways, but in some ways I don't. So it's always a work in progress.
Well, thank you for being so honest and vulnerable. I was just reading a quote the other day by Judy Garland, and I will paraphrase, but it says, be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. And so you may doubt yourself sometimes, but guess what? No one else can be Risa Sheppard. You own that. That's you. And so be the best Risa Sheppard you can be. So is there anything funny we could end with? Silly? You can dance, sing for me. Anything goes.
Sometimes I sing to my clients and they go, please don't quit your day job. But I break into song. Jack LaLanne, who I knew, very well, and co-hosted a show, and just had his wife actually in my studio. He used to always end his show with a song. So I'm going to end this with a song. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. That's what I usually say to my clients, or happy trails to you until we meet again. And they look at me like, okay, Risa, thanks. Don't quit your day job again. But I like to just, happy trails to you, or we'll go Auf Wiedersehen. How does that go from Sound of Music? I forgot, but at any rate, just something silly. And at least it leaves them laughing, I believe in just leaving them laughing.
So long, farewell, and goodbye.
So long. Oh, that's right. Goodbye, so long, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Thank you, Risa, for joining us. That was really fun.
Stay well,
stay safe. And thank you all for watching.